South Thailand is hardly a hidden backpacking gem these days, with 3.1 million tourist arrivals in December 2023 alone. However, with only 2 weeks left of our 2-month backpacking trip, we couldn't go everywhere. But join us as we think we found the ultimate South Thailand itinerary. The original plan for South Thailand saw us visiting only the Samui archipelago, flying into Samui itself from the capital Bangkok. However, upon hearing heavy praise for Khao Sok National Park on the mainland, we decided instead to fly to nearby Suratani and take the bus inland. Khao Sok is the home of the most ancient rainforest in the world, with vegetation dating back to 160 million years. Khao Sok is home to the enchanting Chiolan Lak, famous for its floating bungalows, and that is exactly where we headed.
Well, the smoke just settled down when you appeared. In your face, it made my vision crystal clear. If I miss my destination, that's alright with me, 'cause now there's somewhere else I've gotta be. Well, even if I met you in another life, still feel like I would end up with you. You've got this kind of energy that makes me smile. I just want to settle down with you. My marigold, your marigold, and my marigold, your marigold, and
So the journey to these bungalows was stunning. Every time you turn a corner, the scenery just got more and more dramatic, more and more beautiful. And then we arrived here, and what a setting for some bungalows. I don't think I've really ever stayed in accommodation this nice, and how you can just go swimming and kayaking in the lake.
Oh, we're expecting majestic luxury, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, 2 beds.
We don't have to share a bed.
Exit.
And as we're floating above the water, you can actually see the sea beneath our floor. How cool is that?
I came here, so I've got a job starting in September. The guy said it's 30 metres down.
30 minutes?
Oh, 30 metres,
really?
yeah. So
okay, well,
don't drop your phone.
Oh, it's so nice and cool. Oh, I think this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever swum. So the boat ride here was stunning. Every time you turned a corner, the scenery just got more and more dramatic. And then we arrived here at the floating bungalows, and wow, I thought it was going to be insane, but the views are next level. I think this is one of the best places I've ever stayed in terms of scenery, and how you can just walk out your front door and jump in the sea, which is, but it's not even the sea, it's a lake, so it's fresh water as well, which is even better. Tonight we're going to do a night safari, I believe, and then tomorrow morning a morning safari and go and see the wildlife, because we're currently in one of the oldest forests, if not the oldest forest in the world, which is now more diverse than the Amazon, I believe. So yeah, really looking forward to it. The next kind of 36 hours should be really good. Thanks.
Put it down.
Having to use a GoPro to block the sun.
I thought you were just filming your face.
Maybe.
You see his leg get bitten off by a shark.
it's like living in Australia. Like you do this and you're like, this is fun, but
I might
there
die.
is a chance.
That was my first paddleboarding effort. I don't think it was that bad. I stood up. The issue is this oar isn't actually long enough. It's a kayak oar, so you can't stand up straight and paddle. It's a kayak oar, but it's a paddleboard. You'll be alright because you're smaller. For tall people, it's really difficult here.
It'll suit me. It's untied.
So as I was saying before, this is actually the oldest evergreen forest in the world, about 185 million years old, which is just mind-boggling to even think about. But the lake actually flooded the majority of the forest, and it's still kind of underneath the lake today. That's why there's such a range of biodiversity here. And now we're just about to head on an evening safari to look at some of this wildlife. My issue with these wildlife tours is that I've been to Costa Rica, which is the most biodiverse place on earth. So I'm kind of having to lower my expectations a little, but hopefully we still see loads of wildlife. And as well, the sunset should be really good here because it's been a clear day, luckily, because if it rains here you don't really see anything, so we've been really lucky with the weather. Anyway, let's head on this nighttime safari. Monitor lizard what?
I can't see it. Oh yeah.
See that tree? You can see its little arms.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's little like that. Oh, it's gonna fall.
Wow.
After a quick morning waterfall walk, very similar to that of the sticky waterfalls in Chiang Mai, we started our long journey to Koh Tao. It was a 2-hour boat back to the dock, followed by another 2-hour bus to the hostel where we left our big bags. From here we waited for a coach to take us up to Suratani, the gateway to the Samui archipelago. From here we had two options of getting to Koh Tao. Either take the overnight 14-hour ferry direct to the island, which departs in an hour's time, or stay in Suratani and take the 5-hour boat the following day. Having seen the pictures of the sleeping conditions on the ferry, we did the latter and slept in our 7th different bed in as many nights, heading for the paradise the following day instead.
I can't make the sunrise. I can't tell you why I would even try. I can't speed up or slow down the time, and I can't tell the sky to rain or the stars to shine. Oh no.
From the port of Koh Tao, it was then a rather scary 10-minute taxi trip, clinging onto our bags in the back of some guy's truck. How to get a discount on a trip, sit in the boot with all the bags. Before we finally reached a hostel, over 24 hours since we'd departed the bungalows the previous day.
So this morning we got up pretty early for sunrise, about 6 a.m, and it was definitely worth it. Today we're doing snorkeling, which is one of the best things to do on Koh Tao. A lot of people do the PADI qualification here, but seeing as it's quite expensive and I'm only here for a short amount of time, we're just going to go snorkeling instead. So hopefully we see loads of different stuff. I've heard there's turtles, little sharks, similar to when I went last year in Belize, which is one of the best days of my Central America trip, so I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, let's get out on the boat.
I'm not in control. I could grow my own food. I could buy the best cleaning products. I could drive the safest car in its class. But I can't tell you when and how I'm gonna pass, oh no. I'm not in control.
The best dive site of the trip was the famous Japanese garden, located just offshore to the main island. All snorkel and diving tours visit here, and for good reason. The garden showcases the widest variety and diversity of corals on Koh Tao, and bursting and teeming with marine life. I particularly recommend We Travel, as the group leader, who we nicknamed Gerald in honour of Clarkson's farm, was totally inaudible and impossible to understand.
Tao Koh.
Yes.
Tao Koh.
Yes.
Tao Koh, right? Tao Koh.
It made for a very amusing day, particularly when he was trying to get across some important information.
10 minutes later, we bucket the boat to the pier, right? Everyone, someone needs to come up on top.
It was genuinely one of the best days of travel I've ever had. And to top it off, we headed back to the beach to watch a magical sunset. On our journey back to Bangkok, we did call in at Koh Phangan's full moon party with about 30,000 people partying on the beach. It was absolutely chaotic, music and dancing and fire absolutely everywhere. Not my cup of tea, but it was still really good to experience, seeing as we were passing. But when I look back on our whole time in Southeast Asia, we just had so much fun. The age is much younger than my Central America trip. It's mostly university graduates, but that also means it's much more affordable, so you can do way more stuff. All the stops we stopped off at, we had a great time, particularly the Hajiang Loop. And that day on Koh Tao, I could have spent ages and ages on Koh Tao, like many do. My next series is to the South Caucasus, so that includes Georgia, Azerbaijan and Armenia. However, over the next couple of months I'll be uploading travel tips from everything I wish I knew before I went to a couple of regions in the world, including Southeast Asia. So if you're planning your own trip, call in for that. Please do subscribe if you've enjoyed the series, and I'll see you in the next one.